Hello, it's Adam Morrison. When it comes to top-tier contracting, my go-to choice is McGillivray Environmental. I know a thing or two about excellence, and that's exactly what you'll find with Kip McGillivray and his team. They're not just any contractor, they're the best in Spokane and North Idaho. From start to finish, they ensure your project is completed with the highest quality results. With years of experience and expertise, they handle it all. New construction, meticulous repairs, asphalt paving for residential and commercial properties, excavation, and even environmental remediation. So why wait? Reach out to Kip McGillivray Environmental today by calling 208-556-6384 for your free estimate. Don't forget to mention my name, Adam Morrison, and experience the difference McGillivray Environmental brings to the table. Again, that's 208-556-6384, McGillivray Environmental. My number one choice for all my contracting needs. M4 CPA is a family-owned accounting firm passionate about helping businesses and their owners create a secure future for their families. They pride themselves on the quality of their work and put their clients first, ensuring they get the attention and care they deserve. Their mission is to provide exceptional accounting services to help you achieve your financial goals. M4 CPA is all about building long-term relationships based on trust, integrity, and transparency. With a team of experienced professionals, they offer personalized solutions to meet your needs. If you're a Perimeter listener, here's an exclusive offer for you. Mention the Perimeter podcast when you reach out to M4 CPA and get a free business consultation to assess your financial strategies. So, if you're looking for an accounting firm that truly cares about your business, trust M4 CPA. Accounting you can trust with a personal touch. Learn more at m4cpa.com. Welcome to the Perimeter, Season 5, Episode 13, presented by McGillivray Environmental, Idaho Central Credit Union, M4 CPA. Got a good episode coming up. We're going to talk about Santa Clara, which turned out to be a really good basketball game in the kennel. Last game without the students. I'm sick and tired of walking in there and not seeing the students. It's like, oh my God, dude. How many we had? Like 4 or 5. It was just a bad year for it, honestly.
Yeah.
Then we talk about the game against Wazoo down there on Thursday, and then the rematch against Seattle U and Climate Pledge. They took us to overtime. What was it, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. So, interesting week for our guys. Obviously against Santa Clara, we come in 4-0. They're 4-0. They got the kind of easier half, quote unquote, of the schedule out of the way. So they were coming in 13-4, good basketball team. And I think they were in like the 60s in the net ranking. So it turned into a quad 2 win if you got it. And so Santa Clara is always interesting because they always have a lot of talent. They get a lot of talent because, they actually invest into their program. Herb Sindick's a good coach. Obviously, if you're talking about university coolness, Santa Clara is one of the top in the country. I'm not even kidding. I don't know if you've ever been on that campus. It's unbelievable.
No.
And it's in the Bay Area, so you're close to San Francisco. You're close to everything. You're close to Walnut Creek. It's just a cool area. You know what I mean? It's a cool area of California. And so, they can get good transfer portal guys, right?
Yeah.
And then I think they have a decent amount of NIL in comparison to what the WCC is. And obviously it's not, big-time programs, but they have some. So every single year they're going to be talented, right? I mean, in the last, 5 years, they have 2 guys that are easily, really good NBA players, the Pazinski or whatever for the Warriors, and then the Jalen Williams, who just was a big factor in the Oklahoma City Thunder, probably the second best player behind second or third, you could argue,
Right.
second best perimeter player. All went to Santa Clara, right? So they get talent. And so my point is, when you play in this game, they beat us at home last year. They had 18 threes. And then they beat us a couple years ago down there. It's one of those where you have to kind of have your ears perked up, right, a little bit. Usually when you play a team like them, and this is not a knock, but the toughness meter has to go up. And if you can win the toughness battle, it take away the finesse style. You usually win. So going into this game, I know that was a big talking point with Coach Few and the Zags because they were +6 on the glass on average, so it's a pretty good number. Obviously, they haven't played the schedule that we've played, but I kind of hate when people say that too. It's like, well, you just schedule who's in front of you, and some of our numbers are skewed because we play North Florida and
Southern Utah, right? You know what I mean? So, like, you could make the argument that, both sides get a benefit of who you play, right? You know, especially on some of your numbers. But the first half was kind of went as expected. They didn't shoot it very great. Santa Clara didn't. They were 13 of 34, 38%. So obviously our defense was terrific. They were 3 of 15 from downtown. Same thing. Like, this is a team that shoots a ton of threes. We have to cover the line. They shoot a ton of threes. They don't make a ton, but they shoot enough volume that, like I said, effective field goal percentage, it makes sense. So we did a good job in that aspect. And I kept looking down, and I mentioned it during the game, and you listened to the games while you're there. I kept going to Huddy. I'm like, how are we only tied? Because we were shooting 54%, and we were 3 for 8 from 3, so we have the same amount of makes. And I'm like, how the fuck are we tied, right? And it's because we gave up 9 offensive rebounds, and they took, 8 more field goal attempts than us in the first half. That's offensive rebounds. So it just goes to show, if you can't control the glass, you give up offensive rebounds. I had a high school coach, Glenn Williams, said it best, like the offensive rebound, the kick out is the hardest shot at the guard in basketball because you're scrambling.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why a lot of coaches love, if you get an offensive rebound, spray it back out, let the guy shoot it, because it's usually the most wide open shot you're going to get, because everybody's just scrambled. You can draw up anything you want offensively. You're never going to get that type of shot. And I think that was kind of happening. Obviously, they weren't making the threes, but we just could not secure the offensive glass. But we knew that going in, that they were very athletic and talented in that regards. The Boye kid inside, and I'll talk about him later, but they threw 2 lobs to him in the first half, and I don't know how he didn't complete them. But that NBA, people talk about NBA athleticism, and obviously I played in the league, and we've had plenty of guys after who've played in it, and you there's a certain like level you have to at least be at most of the time to survive. Like, there's guys that are not super athletic, but they're really crafty, what have you, or they know how to use angles. That is an NBA athlete when I explain it to people, and you're like, whoa, right? When you first see it, you're like, that's what a lot of guys look like in the league. Like, honestly, and they're like, really? Like, yeah. Like, he had the, like, holy, like.
He was jumping. I mean, he was.
I don't know how
high above the rim he
100%.
was. He was high above the rim.
Like, he had the dunk in the second half where he was, like, looking at, like, rim level.
Yeah.
And he was just like, boom. And then, like, he caught a lob in the second half. And then the first 2 in the first half, he missed. But it was like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, they threw the Spain action backdoor lob to him. And it was like, oh, there it is. And it's like, I keep thinking, like, all right, excuse me, if this kid can, obviously he's going to have to put on a little bit more weight, but he's still springy. It's like, if he could, like, be a pick and roll dive guy and switch and defend everything, like, somebody's going to put him in the league. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Like, as a backup big, like, that's a value add to your team to have him coming off the bench. So anyway, my point is, with the Santa Clara team, they always have, like, sneaky good players. They just do. Every time you're like, man, that kid's really good. Like, where did he go? And then they're like, oh, he was at a power forward, didn't play, and Herb Sindick got him, because it's like I said, it's like they have NIL. They have a cool atmosphere. They win 20, 22 plus games, a year. Like, they're a winning program.
Right.
It's like, well, I'd go to Santa Clara if that was, certain cases. You'd be like, yeah, let's go there, right? You know what I mean? Basketball-wise. So, anyway, I thought the first half was fine, but like I said, it was kind of weird looking at the numbers. Like, how we tied 37 apiece, but, it was kind of where, all right, we took the 3-point line away from them because we knew that was one of their strengths, or something that they did to us last year, where if they make a ton of threes, they're really good. I always say it's the great equalizer, because remember that kid last year had like 37 or something like that, and I think he went to like Texas Tech or something like that, but they just always find a guy that just goes kind of bonkers.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, we kind of took control, played much more to our level offensively. We go 20 of 33, shoot 61% from the field. Let's see. Emmanuel was terrific. He had 13, 4 of 4, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Graham was unbelievable. He has 34, 13 of 17, 11 rebounds. I thought he was going to try to maybe get the 40. He was absolutely rolling. He made like so many like fadeaways that he normally doesn't make, or like, oh, that looks like a bad shot. You know what I mean? Like, he was just in a complete rhythm. He's had a terrific season. So happy for him to kind of get back on track. He was okay in the previous games. He had some like this not bad, but like where he's a little bit off rhythm. He was in a complete rhythm the other night.
Yes.
And it was nice to watch him get going. And then Braden was solid with Braden Huff, 12 points, 6 of 9, 6 rebounds. How many minutes did he play? Well, 27, so that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, they started Adam Miller again, had Steele Venters coming off the bench. Steele did a good job, went 2 from 3. It was nice to see him get back on track. He was 0 for his last 8 in the last 2 games from 3.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see him knock a couple down. He just had some, go in and out. Yeah, it was kind of a weird game because it was like, throw the ball to Graham the entire time. Because he was such a rhythm.
It felt like that type of game. And I think you were talking about on the radio, Heidi was talking about on the radio, and I was thinking at the same time, it's just like, why are we taking him out of the game?
I know. There was a stretch in the first half where he was either 6 for 6 or whatever. And then he does his normal, because they either go Braden or Graham after the first, like right after the first media, and then they sit until like 9, and it's either or. And so Graham got to go the longer stretch because he was rolling.
Right.
Usually it's like 12 or 11, and then I remember looking up and it was like 7:30 left in the first half. Where I was like, why isn't he back in the game? But that's just their normal it's a substitution pattern,
right.
and it works. And I'm not saying so, like, but also like you're sitting there like, put him in, you know what I mean? But he was terrific. Like I said, I thought he had a chance to get 40 because he was at 30 with like 10 minutes to go. It wasn't like he wasn't that we weren't trying to get him the ball. They just he wasn't forcing it. But I'm like, man, you guys, like, let somebody get 40, right? You know what I mean? But our guys did a terrific job. They evened out that the rebounding numbers. We go +4, but they only had 4 offensive rebounds. I mentioned the 9 earlier in the first half. That really helped us. And then we just took full control of the game. We shoot 6 of 16 from 3, which is terrific. We score 52 in the second half. Shoot all right from the free throw line, 15 and 21, but we ended up shooting 58% from the fields. So a terrific game. Then defensively, we hold them to 43%, 7 of 26, which is huge. 7 times 3 is 21, so it's less than 1 point per 3-point attempt. And like I said, we dominated the glass. We get up to 17 assists, 13 turnovers, had a bunch early in the basketball game, had 4 or 5 early. But also, this is a good win. And I'm not just saying that for the context of our show. It's a quad 2 win, man. It always turns into, they're always a team that's always sniffing with maybe an at-large, but they're always like an NIT type team, which is nothing to shake your head at. So yeah, it's always a good win, and they're just a unique team because they're always offensively skilled, usually super athletic. But like I said, if you can kind of win the toughness battle, you usually win the basketball game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was nice to see. They had some talented kid. That Abuye kid was terrific. Like I said, just the athleticism. But there's some other guys score it well. 14 for Hammond. Napper had 11. They had a kid off the bench. Graves had 18, 7 of 14, and 9 rebounds as well. So, I mean, they're talented. They always are. And they're a fun brand of basketball. I actually like going to their facility. It's a fun atmosphere. They kind of usually get kind of rowdy. They call them the Rough Riders or whatever. They used to do I think they took it away, but it's like the curtain of doom or something. So when they have a curtain, and then when you're shooting a free throw, it's like dudes and thongs and stuff. So like, it's funny. It's good.
It's good.
It's good old fashioned. Like, come on, there's got to be some razzing involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody's so scared to offend somebody. Like in sports, like who cares, man? It's a free throw. Like you can be funny. And so it's fun going down there. I had some good memories down there. We used to stay at the old Santa Clara, like the Marriott down there. I remember we won the West Coast Conference tournament. They had it down there my freshman year.
Okay.
And we won late. And I still remember I was in the game. I can't remember how I played. I think I played fine, but I was in the game late, and we were down, I think, or tied, and I was like, somebody missed. I was going for a rebound. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this off. It's a rebound. And then just this huge hand comes out of nowhere. Boom. And it was Roney, like scooped it and then laid it up. And then we had to go down a scramble possession to get a stop. And then the game was over. And then our fans stormed the court. It was awesome. Wow. Yeah. Like our student section on a neutral stormed their court. And then so that Marriott had a huge foyer, like just a massive entrance, like it was a Spanish style or whatever. And I've never seen so many like just open air public like drinking, like nobody cared, like coaches, boosters, everybody, players, you know what I mean? Like we weren't doing it in front, but it was like, all right, just looking the other way as we're walking by with like a beer, you know what I mean? Like just a huge party in there. So yeah, like Santa Clara, this is gonna be the reason why I'm going over this is it's gonna be sad.
Yeah,
you know, leaving those because it's a cool area. The university's cool. So when we go back down there and play them, but yeah, it was a good week. Obviously, we got Wazoo coming up. Kind of an interesting year for them. I gotta look at through there.
The Perimeter will be right back after a word from our sponsor.
It's time for Home Team Rewards. Zag fans, get your Bulldog branded ICCU Premier Rewards Visa credit card, the only card where you can earn rewards for everyday purchases while giving back to Gonzaga University. Choose from a Visa Rewards card with a lower rate or a Premier Rewards card with maximum rewards. With no annual fees, card control, and next level security, you can spend smart from tap to app. Zags, rejoice! Find your card at iccu.com/GoZags on approved credit.
Obviously, we got Wazoo coming up. Kind of an interesting year for them. I gotta look at through their stats. They've been okay at times, but they're 8-10. So yeah, not great.
Yeah, they put it to during the football game on Saturday. They were playing at the same time as whatever game I was watching. They were playing St. Mary's, and they kept it close in that game. And so I was keeping my eye on that. And but yeah, they have had it's kind of an up and down year.
Yeah, it's a tough year. I'm just kind of going through their deal here. They've lost their first two. So yeah, they had a stretch where they lost at Arizona State, Seton Hall, Bradley, Nevada, and Southern Cal, USC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses in a row. Then they ran out 3 more. Lost only by 6 to St. Mary's, so that's a good showing. That makes sense. Yeah, you know, like I said, it's teams 8-10. Best players, the Glass kid, Ace Glass, it's averaging almost 16, and then they got Okafor is averaging 10, but 3 other guys averaging just under 10, 9.997, 9.94. So it's usually one of those situations where if you can take away their 2 best guys, you're going to be fine. Obviously, we did pretty well against them down there. It's going to be interesting to see. We talked about it last season, how many of our fans are down there compared to theirs, because it's obviously an accessible chance to see the Zags, and you can drive down. So, yeah, it's on Thursday. It's a weird situation because it's kind of a rivalry, but it's not. It is, you know what I mean? I don't mean that disrespectfully, but they're 2 local teams. We haven't played each other until last year, and then there's like not much juice behind, you know, the matchup, if that makes sense.
Right.
Doesn't mean we disrespect them or don't think that they can win, but it's not like it was 20 years ago when there was, you know, without the transfer portal, there's teams, you know, you stayed at one school, so you always heard about Gonzaga and vice versa, and then there was a true, you know, not hatred, but there was a true rivalry to play somebody.
Right.
So it's a local rivalry, if that makes sense. So I'll be curious to see how they turn out fan-wise.
Yeah, there was a time like I have the games up. I don't believe you ever lost to them.
No.
But after you left, they won 2 years in a row, and then we won 2 games. They won another game, and then they haven't beat us since 2015.
2015.
Oh, 2010. 2010. They haven't beat us since 2010.
So we played them. I think we played them. I think I played them 3 times. Yeah, I played them 3 times. So I think my freshman year, I think Corey Violet had 34 or something like that, if my memory serves, in the kennel. It was one of his best games. And then my sophomore year, that's when, you know, we were super young. We won like 54-52 down there. I didn't play great. I remember Derek Ravio made a couple of free throws late. And that's when they had the older Coach Bennett, and they played really, really slow. And the thing against them was like, if you do not like get going early, like it's going to be a grinder, and that's what it was. And we got out of there with a win. There's an old Spokesman picture. It's great. I need to find it. I think my parents have it, but I'm celebrating and Rav's celebrating like at the end, like because their student section was bad back then. Like it was nasty back then, and like that's what I said. Like it was the rivalries they meant a little bit more,
Right.
And so like they obviously had people that from Spokane, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So like they were saying stuff that nobody else would know.
Right.
Well, how do you know who?
Well,
like,
you probably went to a lot of the kids, went to school with a lot of the kids.
Yeah, that's
that
what
went
I'm saying.
to WSU.
That's
yeah.
what I mean. Like, so, like, you're like, I played against you in high school. Now you're in the stands. Shut up, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, blah blah blah. So, it's a curious. Like I said, it's not a disrespect thing. It's just the rivalry. It kind of went away. Now it's back. But we'll see how they do. They always play hard. Coach Riley's a good coach. I'm not insinuating that at all. It's just been a struggle, bad year for them as far as compiling wins, but it's still, halfway through or 1/3 away through the WCC season, so they can turn it around. And what a great way to do it against, a top 10 team like us. So it'll be hard as far as, they'll be up for the game. I'm always curious to see what the turnout is, was my point. Like, obviously, you got to drive down to Pullman. It's at 7, I think, is the game. So sometimes that deters people a little bit because I get it driving back in January. I don't care what, like how snowy or not snowy it is. And then just if that building is, if that building is not at least 3/4 full, it always feels empty. And I don't mean that as a disrespect, but you go in there and you're like, echo, echo, echo. It's just a big building.
Does it? I don't know. I don't know what it seats, but I would imagine it might seat more than the kennel.
Oh, it's not even close.
Oh,
it's probably like 10 to 12,000.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's the older model, and most of those Pac-12 schools are like that. And it was the right it was the right model at the time, right?
Yeah.
More seats, more butts can get in it. Now it's like for all college sports, like not just us, not them, and our league size and whatever. It's like the smaller the better, right? It just makes more sense to have an atmosphere versus empty. And every once in a while, you might get to full capacity, but that feels better than, feeling empty, right? So like the perfect example, excuse me, the perfect example is Texas, right? Texas used to have a building. I'm not perfect on the numbers, but it was like 18,000. Okay. And obviously they got a ton of money down there for basketball, football, all the sports.
Yeah.
Even when like Durant was there and those great teams, like even if you got to 12, it still had an emptiness feeling. Right? You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm trying to get at. They built a brand new state of the art. They went significantly smaller, and you go in there and it's like feels like it's packed every single time. Yeah. Great atmosphere. Perfect. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I know exactly. Yeah, I know.
It just makes more sense to just go smaller in that regards because then if you host a volleyball in there, you know what I mean? Like and then the girls' side usually draws less, so the less amount and it feels bigger. Like it's better. So
I will say I'm looking at the tickets right now. Tickets are available, and you can get tickets as low as $50.
Yeah. No,
$60, $50.
Yeah,
so,
no, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, like we're going to be heavily favored. They always play hard. Coach Riley's a good coach. They schemed us pretty well last year at home. We struggled, and down there we took care of business. But we should, if our big guys get going inside and our perimeter plays well, we should win.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I got for them because it's always hard to tell. Like I said a million times, who's playing well and with the NIL and the transfer stuff. Like it's such a revolving door. Used to be like I could just show up and be like, oh, I saw these guys last year, and then I knew, it was like, oh, there's some random new guy that I'd never heard of, but they have a bunch of foreign players as well too. So a lot of Euros, which I get if you want to fill out your roster and not battle the transfer portal, you can do a lot of recruiting overseas, and make a good team in that regard. So. Have them, and then on Saturday have the rematch against Seattle U. That'll be a good one. At Climate Pledge, now that's going to be the similar thing. How many people are going to show up to that game? Obviously, we're a big draw, but Seattle U is not a huge university, so I'll be curious to see what that building feels like. Because every time we play in there, it's a marquee matchup. But it's another good way for people to come over and watch, especially our West Side fans. We have a ton of them. That's why we play a Seattle game, because we have a ton of fans over there that went to Gonzaga or are just fans now live over on the west side. So, you throw them a bone, and they're huge supporters. So I'll be curious to see how that one looks. Obviously, they played one of the best schematic games I've ever seen another team play against us in the first one. We'll be prepared for the double teams, and we'll try to take away the 3-point shot with them. If we can do those things, then we're another favorite. But you know who had a good game after ours? June went down to St. Mary's. He had a nice dunk in the lane. He had like 20-something. So I was fist pumping for him when I watched it, and I watched a piece of it. And again, I thought their game plan against us the first time was terrific. We're going to prepare for that. I'd be curious to see if they deviate from that, just knowing that we're going to be dialed, or they probably try it and see if it works. And if it does again, stay with it. If not, then and revert to something else. But we'll be ready for them, obviously, and then we kind of owe them something. Yeah. As far as a better effort, not that our effort was bad, but a better showing. But it's a great week for a chance to go. What would it be 7-0? Really take control of the league, 7-0. Then you assume St. Mary's gets their 2 wins, lining up for a clash down the road against St. Mary's. That it always seems to be this for first place in the league.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it's trending right now. St. Mary's hasn't lost either.
So good week for our guys. Good week leading up to it. Anytime you're 5-0 in any league, especially the last year of the WCC, is a terrific position to be in. I know some people were complaining. I saw they went down in the AP poll and I was like, yeah, we were 25-point favorite, and we went to overtime with the team. Of course, we're going to drop a little bit. Who cares? And then a lot of people were making Michigan lost. I was like, oh, yeah, they probably are happy about that secretly. You don't want to go in the NCAA tournament undefeated. It's a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? Okay, so, but obviously there's, I guess a blueprint. I didn't watch the game, but a blueprint to beat them. But also, it's a really hard league. So you're going to lose one of these times. It's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's just a really, really tough league. And it's going to happen. But, right now we're, I think, still 8 in the AP, 8 in the coaches, and then Ken Palm, number 6, which I think is the most important. All of our metrics are terrific. Our McGillivray's Foundation Player of the Game, easily Graham Ike. Yeah. Same close at 34. Like I said, could have got to 40. He really paced us, especially that in first half. And then, just kind of kept the ship moving forward second half. What was funny is, too, I think at the start of the second half, he threw up an air ball, a heat check air ball, and it was awesome. It was all right, not awesome in the sense, but I've had those games. I had a similar game my junior year. I was playing University of Portland. I think I had 30 or 32 in the first half. And first play, we run a baseline LB, and I shoot a fadeaway 3 in the corner and just completely airball. Coach Few lost his mind, and I was like, what are you talking about? I was literally running down, be quiet, man. I have 32. I'm gonna take a bad one. I just took a bad one. Yeah. See how hot I really am. I was like, oh, I cooled off. All right. And I think I ended up only having 40 in that. Only 8 in the second half. I completely cooled off. But it was funny. Exactly. And that's what the Grams was like. He faced up and shot just a. It was oh, okay. Good for you, man. Fuck it.
I was gonna say that was his career high with Gonzaga. I was tracking to see if he's gonna. He had 37 once in Wyoming, and I
wanted him to get to 40 because I think honestly, and this is again, I'm talking about myself, but I think I'm the last guy to have 40 in that building, and we've had I think maybe Drew did it. But we've had guys really close. Yes. And I'm just come on, let's get 40, let's get some more. You know what I mean? Break the point record in the building. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm not even kidding. So sometimes I see it and I'm like, come on, man. Don't take these guys out, or your teammates kind of know, throw them the ball every time. You know what I mean? I've been in situations where somebody's rolling, it's not your night, man. Just throw it to them. Even if you get it, throw it right back. Go to work. So yeah, he's obviously the McGillivray player of the game, Foundation Player of the game.
Yeah,
he's terrific.
Well, I wanted to do a little bit for the M4 CPA stat of the week. I have some stats of the week since we're over midway through the season. I want to do a check in on how players are ranking nationally.
Great, I like it.
And the first one that really stuck out is Graham Ike. He is number 5 in the nation in double doubles.
Wow. Is there, have you got like 10 or something? 10
And
or
he has
11?
10. He has 10 double doubles. Yeah, 10 double doubles, and I think but in front of him is our old teammate Ajayi. He
Good
has
for him.
12 at Butler. But I was like, that's a cool stat. But then I was like, I'm going to go a little deeper, and I was like, what's another player that has a really cool like top 10 in the nation stat? And Braden Huff is currently at 66% field goal percentage in the nation. At 66%, number 6 in the nation.
Fantastic.
And he's 2 percentage points off of Brandon Clark for what would be
all time season.
All-time season.
So
yeah.
BC shot 68% that year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All dunks and
Yeah.
God, he was so fun to watch in college. Even though it sucks that we only had him 1 year, man.
Yeah.
I'm serious, man. I don't think people realize that. Obviously, these two cats are good. Obviously, Drew is good. You know, we've had a ton of great bigs, but BC, man, was a different level, man. That cat's like 6'6", and he was. I mean, like literally, he's like as tall as I am.
Yeah.
And he's playing in the league as a big because he can just fucking jump. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the stuff I used to go to practices and the stuff he would do, like, and this is not a knock, and this is not like creating drama or clickbait, but like, and Rui's a terrific NBA pro, and he's gonna probably play another 10 years. Like, really, Rui couldn't do nothing with him defensively. Like in practice, they said they almost had to like put BC off of Rui.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just so you don't like because BC is such an athlete. Like you can't mimic the quickness and the first step and then the recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like that year, I think it was against Tennessee. We were playing in, I think, Phoenix. Do you guys remember that block he had on that? I think it was that Grant Williams who was playing for the Celtics for a while. Do you remember that double chest block he had on that guy? Like, and like you slow the replay down, you're like, dude, this is like he's like right here, eye level at 6'6", above the rim, and then just his finishing, and he like it always said he was a perfect example for me too, of like what asshole or what idiot did the recruiting evaluations, because he went to San Jose State. Okay, I know he was 6'4". I guess he was only 6'4" at the time. But, like, what dude messed that one up royally?
Yeah.
Because, like, literally, like, that, like, whatever grade he got out of high school was, like, completely wrong
Yeah.
for him to end up there. And that's not a knock, but you know what I'm saying? And then he gets the old school transfer where he literally had to sit out, but it was great for him because he got a red shirt and he had a terrific red shirt year. But man, like BC, man, was a different cat. Like I don't think some of the Zag fans understand. I'm serious, man. Like I used to go to the practices, like I said, and just be like, that's an NBA shit, man. Like some people don't get, like you just don't see that, like just walking around and then it's like touching the top of the square, like catching one dribble and just hammer. You know what I mean? We're just like, holy shit. Like, yeah, it's an NBA body right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you better pump fake around him. Like, or you know what I mean? Like, go right, like, literally into his teeth and, like, you might be fighting, but that's the only way you're going to get your shot up. Like, he was unbelievable. So, like, 68% on the season makes perfect sense. Wish we had him for another year, man. He was one of my favorite players to call, too.
Yeah.
Like, the dunks and all of his stuff is short roll too. I don't think people understand. Like his deal is either a lob, complete dunk, or throw it to him short, and he has one or two dribbles to get by your guy 1-on-1. That's all it is. Yeah. And he does a spin move or a rip through, and then he jumps as high as he can and just shoots a jump hook. That's all he does, and then dunks it. Like what a job!
No
like
kidding,
what a thing that you've not that he's not talented. But like God just went like boop. So all you have to do is like a one dribble and then jump as high as you can and just like angle a jump hook in. That's all. And then pump it. You know what I mean? Like your job is completely simple. Sprint up, set a screen. We'll throw it to you or not. Whenever you throw it to you, make 60% of those. Here's $80 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like BC, man. I'm telling you, man. He was one of my favorites. It makes sense that he's going to, the all-time deal for us. But him and Rui in practice, I'm serious, man. That team, man, that was one of our best teams ever, like as far as talent-wise. Rui, BC, I think J3 was on that team too, I know Killian was on that team. Like, it was stupid, man. Like, as far as, like, our 4s and 5s, like 3, 4, 5, like hybrid guys. It was unbelievable. Like Killian Tilly, like how good was he too? Like, you know what I mean? Like
we had Killian Tilly, we had Josh Perkins, Zach Norvell,
yes,
Philip Petrusev,
Yep.
like Corey Kispert was on
like
a limited role on that team.
that the 08 or the Texas Tech Elite 8 team.
That was the Texas Tech Elite
And I've said this before, and this is again not to like cause a thing or whatever. That was one of our most talented, easily one of our most talented teams. Easily. I had a guy, I had some idiot, like we're Pepperdine, you have to walk through the foyer to go to the bathroom at the halftime so that everybody's out there. So, fuck, man. I just want to go to the bathroom, you know what I mean? Like, and I got to be back on the air. And some Zag fan is a nice guy. Stops me, hey, can I take a picture? Yeah, of course, you know, but I'm like, I got to, you know, I'll take a picture, but I'm going this way. I got to go to the bathroom and then get back on the air. It's my like 2 minutes to do this.
Right.
And he goes, is this our greatest team of all time? And I was just like, I was like, we're really good. And I literally go, do you remember the Elite 8 Texas Tech year? And that's all I said to him, walk through. And they're like talent-wise, like, guys, let's just remember. Like, this team is great. But, like, just pure talent, that team was insane. Yeah. Like, just NBA guys just everywhere. Corey Kispert barely played. He just got traded. But he's going to be he's going to play probably 12 years in the league. Killian, like I mean, like off the bench, wasn't Killian off the bench that year?
He was. Yeah, that was a really good team.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like just talent. Like I'm just going talent wise, man. Like the talent. I know I'm going up just completely off the rails because we're talking about BC, but that team, man, because I was like my first or second year calling, or maybe my third, whatever, and I was like, we're always this good. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. Like, we're good.
I think most fans of any team are prisoners of the moment.
Yeah, you know, you're right.
And we, like, because I've said that before. I've said, I think this could be a special team. And, like,
we're special definitely this year.
Definitely.
But talent. Yeah. If you just go and look, it's like, we used to have Killian Tilly, who shot like 13 of 15 from 3 in a West Coast Conference tournament.
Yeah.
Who was like, you know what I mean? Like, had to come off the bench. Like, he, you know, like just a complete hybrid athlete, dunk on your face. And then, like I said, we had BC, who, like just the sheer athleticism that he had as with the frame he had is insane. Like, it just is. Like, his 1-2 leaping ability was like dumb, man. Like, and then Rui. Yeah, and then we're just like glossing over him, like Rui's, and Rui's like a cog on like a Lakers team now that's terrific. He's going to get another contract. He's probably going to get 3 contracts in the league. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it, and then Perk was the all-time assist leader. Zach Norvell was pretty good. He sniffed the league. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and then Corey, like we just said. Yeah, there's some teams, man, that you just look back and you're like, holy crap, we had a lot of talent. Yeah, like just NBA talent, and you're like, oh man, like, I mean, right? It's so. Anyway,
we're lucky. We're very lucky.
100%, we're lucky, man. We got to watch good basketball all the time, and it's a good program. Obviously, there's no knuckleheads. Style of play is fun to watch. You know, we got to remind people every once in a while.
Yeah, we do. We really
like,
do.
Shit, man. Like, we watched some good teams and some good players make some good runs and blah blah blah. Like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I mean, this is real quick on team stats in the nation. Number 8 in the nation in assists per game at 19.1.
Makes sense.
And then number 3 in the nation, which I was actually kind of surprised by, in field goal percentage at 52.65%.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, we're always hovering. Like, we've done a good job in the last 15 years of really hammering down the, 50 from the field, 35 to 40 from, then 75 from free throw line, all those team metrics you can get to. And that's a testament to our staff and our, style of play too, and obviously the players. But you got to run the right style to get those type of field goal percentage. And a lot of it is our big plays. So it's been so good for years. Angle baskets and all those things matter. Like those win games. Can be boring sometimes, and we take a 3 or whatever. It's like, well, because we can drive to the middle and get a 6-foot like banker off the glass. And then also too, you have special players like Braden Huff and BC. Braden Huff, makes fucking 14-foot floaters like they're like at 80% clip. It's insane. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's not just us saying it because he's wearing a Zag uniform. Like the amount of like farther out bad floaters that he takes, like analytically takes, but they're great shots for us and we want him to take them, is insane. Like he makes those at such a high clip. It's wild. You know, the short roll, like boom, and you're like, if you're watching any other team, like that's a shitty shot. Like, well, you want that guy taken? And it's like, no, we'll take it.
Yeah, when he's coming through the lane and he's just like
it's
kind
like
of shot put it. You're like,
it's going in.
It's going in.
It's going in.
You can tell.
It's crazy, and he'll make like 4 in a row of them. And then it's funny when he misses like a baseline jump hook from like 8 feet. Everybody's like, oh, because you're like, it's so automatic that if he misses one of those, you're like, damn it. You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with you, man? You all right? You know, but like that's really a hard shot and not a great shot in today's analytics. Like an 8-foot baseline jump hook, he makes them.
Right.
So yeah, like the 66, going back to this field goal percentage, his are not just standstill layups. His are on volume. So he's having a terrific season.
Yes.
Like honestly, like a great junior campaign, starting for the first time completely. Like he's answered the bell.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely
You know
has.
what I mean? So like, props to him. Keep it up. Hopefully we get him. We'll get him on the show one of these days.
Yeah,
good
we're
kid.
Topic of it, but the Ask Adam Idaho Central Credit Union question of the day, and I kind of want to rephrase this. It's from Christopher O'Neill. He asked, "Does
The Perimeter will be right back after a word from our sponsor.
It's time for Home Team Rewards. Zag fans, get your Bulldog branded ICCU Premier Rewards Visa credit card, the only card where you can earn rewards for everyday purchases while giving back to Gonzaga University. Choose from a Visa Rewards card with a lower rate or a Premier Rewards card with maximum rewards. With no annual fees, card control, and next level security, you can spend smart from tap to app. Zags, rejoice! Find your card at iccu.com/GoZags on approved credit.
that's kind of the topic of it, but the Ask Adam Idaho Central Credit Union question of the day, and I kind of want to rephrase this. It's from Christopher O'Neill. He asked, "Does the team get bored in WCC play?" And the real question is like, how does the team stay up in like this, like, and especially in this dead part of the year where there's no students?
Yeah, that's
and like,
okay.
and it was just the team has looked flat over the last couple of games for whatever reason, and that could be for being sickness. It could be like fans not getting up at the beginning of the games that they're used to. But like, what is your reasoning for this? Like in WCC play, like is it boring at this time of the year?
So I don't think boring is the right word.
Right.
So here's the way I looked at it at the start of our West Coast Conference this year. Okay, we're 5-0, so we make sure we remind everybody of that. But leading up to this, we were 12-1. We only lose to Michigan, and everybody's going, "This is the greatest non-conference sequence we've ever had in our entire lives." They've been saying that for 2 weeks, right? So maybe naturally you got a little bit down for the WCC play. I don't think that it's something that's in our locker room. Maybe it's just a deep psyche thing. But everybody's got to chill on the like, oh, okay, the season's over, basically. We're 12-1 in the non-conference, so it doesn't matter. So that part is kind of annoying to listen to. The WCC is better than people think, and we've always said that.
Yeah.
And we've broken down the numbers in seasons past on like, okay, there's 3 quad 2s and there's 2 other quad 1s, like when the USF was good those couple years.
Yep.
So we're like, and then we compare it to like the Big East and some of these other conferences, like, of course, we're not the Big 12 or the ACC in regards to that, but we're not like just complete dog shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's better teams than you think. So I don't think bored is the right thing. I think maybe not having the students there, it can be a factor. And I mean that. People are like, you should be ready to play all the time. It's like, no, it's yes. But when they're hyping you up, it's easier to get yourself going.
When you're doing Zombie Nation and the students right there, it is not quite in the arena, but they don't have the student section all jumping up and down,
100%,
like getting the players hyped. Like it's
I get
just
goosebumps when I hear it because it's like, oh yeah, man, I remember this. This is like, let's go, man. You know what I mean? And so when the students aren't there, it's like, you know, womp womp womp. It's just like boring.
There was
like,
one time last game in Santa Clara game where like everyone in the stadium like stood up for 2 minutes.
I know.
And
it's so hard because we sit here and we're like, okay, go crazy.
Right.
But then also, like, a lot of people have an expectation for us to win every single time, which is they're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't serve booze.
Right.
That's a factor of people being louder.
Yep.
That's just the real
100%.
thing. You know what I mean? And so you have those, but then also sometimes you have like a very not wine and cheese, but just like we've already seen this. They're going to come back and win. It's like, well, if you're a person that hasn't been to a ton of games, stand up and go nuts a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I guess we're so accustomed. I think this is just a societal thing too, like especially in basketball. Everybody's seen kind of everything now. So there's nothing that gets people super excited basketball-wise, which kind of sucks. Like the slam dunk contests in the NBA. Like the ratings are super down and guys will do like a windmill and you're like, well, I saw Vince Carter do that in 2000.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then like Zach LaVine did that over a car one year. Mm-hmm. And then Aaron Gordon did the same thing with his eyes closed. But you know what I'm saying? So like the amazing basketball player isn't like viewed as it used to be. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But as far as like getting bored, I don't know if bored's the right word. We're 5-0, so we're up enough for them to win.
Right.
But I never went into a game. And it's not like just, I was always ready to go. But I never went in like, we're playing the shittiest team in the West Coast Conference. I'm not going to be pumped. I was like, fuck, I got to get to my numbers or I'm going to get taken out because we're probably going to win by 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was my mindset. Like, shit, I got to go get these going now because if I get subbed, we're up 20. I can't bitch and look like an asshole. So I got to get to these numbers quick. So anyway, I don't know. That's a hard one because it's fair to go, well, what happened against Seattle U? I think Seattle U just had a great game planned.
Yeah.
And, it's easy to look disinterested when the ball's not going in the basket. So I think some of it looks like, are they not like pumped? It's like, well, when you're missing shots, it's the body language is going to be shitty. And you're going to look bad. Doesn't mean you're like not focused. Because that's one thing Coach Few and the staff have always done right. And I've said this, if you go to a meal plan or a scout, either we're playing Southern Utah or we're playing Michigan, they sound the same. I'm dead serious. Yeah. Like, obviously, there's a little bit more heightened if you're in the NCAA tournament or a Michigan, but the scout is the same. Number 42 does this. There's three or four clips. What are we doing on the ball screen coverage? And then everybody says it. Okay, if he goes under, what are we doing? Okay, on this guy, can we go through or can we go over the top? Like, they're quizzing the guys.
Yeah.
They do that for everybody. So it's not a lack of prep or even from the staff, like, oh, okay, guys, we're just going to go half-ass this. And I mean that. So when somebody asks that question, you're getting that answer of it's not from the staff or anything. And as a player, I didn't really get bored, but the WCC was viewed a little bit different. So I don't know. I think it was everybody going 12-1. Oh my God, this is the greatest non-conference we've ever had. And it's like, yeah, it was really good, but we've had some other good ones too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we won the Maui one year and beat Duke. Remember that?
Yeah.
And talk about one of our all-time. I think it was the all-time team we were talking about. I think it was Rui, BC.
Oh yeah.
And Corey. I think it was that year. So it was like,
yep.
Yeah, like that was a pretty good non-conference winning Maui and beating that team with Zion and RJ Barrett and
right.
the point guard who played in the league too. You know what I mean? We're just like, yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, I don't think, and I don't feel this way, and but it is always a lot of questions. A lot of questions that come from the fans about that and about the season, and it's just.
I just think everybody thinks we should just anytime a WCC team comes in, one, we should win by 50, or two, they're going to show up and see the Gonzaga jersey and just turn around and get back on the bus. That's not the case.
Yeah,
and that honestly gets me a little upset when people are like, "Well, what happens?" Like, they're Division I basketball players. They have pride and they're good coaching staff, and our guys are, 20 and 21-year-old human beings, and they missed a couple jumpers, and then it got tight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, fuck, man. Like at some point, I get like.
And we're getting most teams' best effort, especially in the WCC
100%.
play. Like
we always do. It's their Super Bowl. I've said that a million times. It's such a cliche, but it's so true. But also, I don't think it's a boredom thing. It's like The Seattle U was a perfect example. We said it on the whatever last episode. I recapped it. We've never seen them before. We haven't played them since 1980.
Yeah.
There's no, recognition of play style. Obviously, you scout them, but you don't have a feel. And their defensive rotations were the best we've seen all year, and it kind of slapped us in the mouth. Doesn't mean we weren't ready to play.
Right.
They were 12-4 or whatever coming into the game.
Yeah.
I guarantee you during that thing it was like, this is a good basketball team. This is a good basketball team. Like, that's the message was getting portrayed.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like, great question. We appreciate the fans tuning in and listening and asking those, but I don't know if board's the right word. Or then here's the counter, and we've talked about this in the past. So if we win every game by 50, everybody's going to bitch and moan. The league sucks, man. It's fucking every home game is boring. Right? We've heard that in years past.
That's true.
And then March will come around. We did 9 straight Sweet 16s. Oh, nothing prepared you guys. Like, how? We just went to the Sweet 16 9 years in a row. So don't give me the, like, it doesn't prepare you for. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I don't think you can win sometimes.
You can't, and I will say, I mean, as someone who talks to a lot of fans and someone who is a big fan, like, this year is a year to just appreciate the team in the WCC because, like, this is our last
WCC year,
WCC year, and like,
100%.
And whether we go through it and we go undefeated or we lose a couple of games, like, this is a historic moment for the program.
Yep.
And I, as a fan, like, every fan should be like all in on wanting to just when you're at the game too.
100%.
It doesn't matter. It's just like we gotta appreciate this team and for what it is, and I really want to see this. Like, and I see it in the players. Like, you can see it in the players when they're playing. Like, they're working their asses off.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't agree more. Like, this is a fantastic opportunity to have the last year be ours. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like the WCC conference is unique. Smaller gyms, Jesuit based, Christian based.
Yeah.
Small universities. You don't have these leagues that are dying by they don't really exist anymore.
Right.
And we've been a big part of it. Now we're moving on. We can argue back and forth if that's the right thing to do. And we've covered that last year a million bazillion times.
Yeah.
But it is like, enjoy these type of games because, we're going to be successful whatever conference we went into. But this is how many 50 years at least of history it's going to be over with. So like you couldn't have said it any better. Like, enjoy these, have fun at the games, yell at the games.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Go at the Herrick room after and then get your booze or whatever. I don't know, man. But
go to Logan Tavern.
Go to Logan Tavern, or
Jack and
Dan's.
Yeah.
Go to the parking lot, man. You know what I mean? Go old school. I wonder if they could nobody tailgates here. I wonder if you could. That's a good question. It'd be kind of cool if they allowed it.
Yeah, it would be cool if they allowed it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, at the Santa Clara game, I did a giveaway. I was like, I'm here at the kennel. I want to buy a hat, and I asked a question that is, in 6 games versus Santa Clara, how many points did Adams average? Now, I found out that there were 7 games. It's really hard to find all the games and like box scores and find the actual average. I was like, I probably should have asked a different question, but you played 7 games.
7, counting the WCC tournaments.
Counting the WCC tournaments. And so I gave anyone who answered the correct answer for 7 or 6 games without the WCC tournament.
Yeah,
I'm putting into this. But what is your guess on how much you average?
So if you count my freshman year, that's a good question. I'm probably in the 17s, maybe.
Yeah, you're right there. You're in all 7 games, including the WCC tournament, you averaged 19.6.
Yeah, makes sense. Yep.
And then without it, you averaged 18.1.
Yep.
Or maybe that's but
flipped.
Maybe that's flipped. But your final game against Santa Clara, you scored 34.
What game was that?
It was, or is that maybe your second to last game? You had scored 24 and 34 in your last season.
Yeah.
And that was just end season.
I don't remember that game, honestly.
But I will say, yeah. So anyone that entered in, whoever. So here is I got a hat and I got the names that are this. I'm gonna mix around in here and I'm gonna pick a name out of the hat.
All right, let's see. Oh, you missed one right there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right, here we go. It's for all the marbles. Instagraz.
Okay. Awesome.
Instagraz.
I think he was one of the ones that who gave me both answers because he's like, you missed a game.
So here, we'll show it up just so they could see it. You want to put it right up front of the camera just so everybody knows we're not cheating or anything like that. Instagraz.
Right there, Instagram. I don't know if that's going to focus or not.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, you want a hat. I bought a hat that I thought that you had maybe worn. You haven't worn it. You hadn't worn it yet. But it's a nice white Gonzaga script hat.
No, I saw it too, and I was like, "Fuck, I want to win that." Where was it at?
It was at
one of the booths
at
or
the
something?
kennel at their little.
Maybe next time my kids go,
store.
we'll send them on a mission real quick. And go pick that up for me. But yeah, that's cool promo. We'll start doing more of those. Again, we're gonna have the McGillivray Environmental is gonna do a ticket thing coming up soon. So be in tune for that. ICCU is gonna do the gift cards we did last year again. So keep listening. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Keep coming with the questions. Even if I think they're dumb, I still answer them. You know what I mean? I mean that in a nice way, but sometimes it's hard for me to like hide my disgust on your question. But I'm going to answer it as best I can. My kids always tell me like, "Dad, your facial expression." I'm like, "Oh, I'm trying, man." I'm like, it's hard being a coach that way too. I'm like, I'm not mad at you. I just look pissed off all the time. That's true. Yeah. I tell parent groups that at the start. I'm like, I look pissed off all the time. I'm not. I just look like I'm mad. Yeah. And people say that, how come you never smile? I'm like, one, I'm not. I don't know if I'm on TV. I'm not on TV. And like when I'm just watching the game, my normal RBF face is just there. Yeah, I'm just sitting there. They're like, you look pissed off. I'm like, no. But also like, I don't know if I'm on TV. So like, how do I'm not. I'm just sitting doing my job. Anyway, I've ranted way too much in this episode.
No, that's great. I mean, like
this thing has gone way too long. Thank you to our sponsors, McGillivray Environmental, Idaho Central Credit Union, M4 CPA. See you next week.
Awesome.